Hi, I'm Stewart. I'm the External Director from Glasgow Student Nightline this year. So as a volunteer, there's quite a lot of responsibilities to come from. I was on the external side of things of Nightline, so there's a lot of communication with working with lots of different societies, making sure we can promote our service the best way we can, and Aoife dealt with a lot of the internal kind of works and making sure that Nightline worked internally as it did, all the volunteers were okay and things like that. So it's a big wide range of tasks, especially this year with merging with Nightline with the other universities too. There's like a 3-tier system, I suppose, in terms of our volunteering route. So I was originally like a listening volunteer, and so I was anonymous and didn't let anyone know that I was a listening volunteer, and all our volunteers are anonymous. And then I joined the publicity team, and I wanted, I guess, just to spread awareness of the service, and I saw how passionate people were inside the service and how good volunteering was, and just getting that name across campus would have been the goal. And then from there, Aoife and I both moved from committee into being a director side of things, and that meant that we could really kind of buckle down and make the service the best possible way it could be, and I just set a lot of goals and try to achieve them and merge Nightlines and set ourselves from there. I think enjoying most, it's definitely been meeting a bunch of different people and always just seeing the impact of the service that you're working with across, for example, just seeing a banner of what you volunteer for, as you walk past the uni, or when we're at the volunteer stall and at the volunteering fair, just hearing people come up and say that they've used the service before and they really appreciate what we put in. Hearing stuff like that, it's super rewarding about doing it, and also just I guess just the skills that you pick up, the leadership and communication and everything that gets boiled into a pot and stirred to get the output of the skills that you put into the volunteering effort, I suppose. I think this year there was quite a few obstacles from the start of the year. For example, Nightline started off remote only, despite it being called Nightline, there was no phone line. We started off with a plan to merge the Nightlines together, and I think making those changes and bringing back the phone line and doing these things the best that we could, made a big impact to the service itself and sets things up for the future. I think excitingly about Nightline and about loads of volunteering services, it's sometimes just the existence of that service and students knowing that service is there. Even if they don't use it, knowing it's there or knowing to refer a friend to use the service is just as useful as someone phoning the service. It's a really nice safety net, I suppose, that every single night of term there's a student waiting in a flat on campus, ready to answer the phone and speak about anything on your mind. As a concept, I think that's just really reassuring for students that it's been a tough year. So yeah, I think it's been very impactful. Go for it. I think one of my main things, we had the volunteer fair, like I mentioned, and I was sitting at the volunteer stall and I was looking at all the other tables, and every single person was just so passionate about their volunteer they're working for. Volunteer in terms of sports, you can volunteer in terms of there's loads of music opportunities just all over the space, and obviously this is a mental health service, but I honestly, even if volunteering has just crossed your mind once or even if it hasn't, nipping to at the freshers fair or at the volunteer fair, just having a little ramble with people, seeing what they do, and something pull you to be involved with it, and it's certainly, I don't know, it's certainly worthwhile. I'd recommend it, I've enjoyed it. I guess just from the last question, impactful. I think you can genuinely see the impact and the changes that you've made to campus, and when you're sitting back and reflecting about how far things have come over the time that you've been volunteering, or things you've picked up or experiences you've learned, or the people you've met. I went down to a Nightline conference to meet a bunch of other Nightline volunteers and see a room full of other people that were just as passionate about something that I was. It really hits you when you sit back and think about it, how much of an impact you've made, and the resources that you can provide to the campus. So yeah, I'd say impactful.